Lucinda Russell stables, based just north of Edinburgh, are Scotland's leading national hunt yard. From their base, they have sent out winners throughout the length of Britain, from Perth to Cheltenham. The tranquil surroundings of the Scottish hills lend itself to produce strong, fit, athletic, content horses. We were very impressed with what we saw, and here is how the day went.
Lucinda Russell's Arlary stables is Scotland's leading national hunt yard. An expanding, young, ambitious yard whose strengths are enhanced by an established professional team. From this base, we have competed the length and breadth of Britain, from Perth to Cheltenham, and returned winners on many, many occasions. The tranquil surroundings of the Scottish hills aid the training of strong, fit, athletic, and content horses.
Racehorse ownership is available to anyone. It's very easy. I think probably the first step would be to find yourself a trainer that you like, that you trust, maybe is close to you or is one that you're interested in. Maybe you follow their horses, and the trainer can then guide you through the whole purchase of your racehorse, the training of it, the placing in races of it.
Using a wide variety of facilities, the horses are given a broad conditioning fitness programme that adds stamina, strength and speed. The main gallop is a 6-furlong woodchip gallop that rises to over 160 feet.
If you buy a young horse, they'll probably only run 3 times in a season, but as they get older, they're probably running 10 to 12 times in a year. The better the horse, the less often it runs, which seems a bit odd, but you tend to find that they can only run in the bigger races, and they would maybe, we like to give our horses maybe 3 weeks in between the races, but it sort of depends on the horse, the standard of how old it is, and the standard that it's running at. best thing to do if you want to buy a racehorse is to go to a trainer. Sometimes the trainer might have something in their yard, or there might be a breeder that wants to sell their own horses. The most usual place to buy a racehorse is at sales, and the bloodstock sales are there's probably one a month or two a month. Again, speak to your trainer and decide. But we do a lot of our purchasing at the sales. We also have an agent who's, we've got one agent in Ireland, one in France, and one now in the States, and they're looking for horses that have maybe shown form in those countries that we can then buy privately. And that's quite a good, it's a very fun way to do it, because you can go over to Ireland, sort of choose your horse and then bring him home with you. Not quite in the back of the car, but you can get them arranged to bring them home. We now start our horses, we're dealing with national hunt horses, so the youngest that they can race is 3, but we actually start them off at 2 years old. We break them in, get them backed, give them a little bit of a taster of the gallops, and just get their joints and get them used to the work that they're going to do. They'll maybe have 1 or 2 runs as a 3-year-old, and then as they get older they'll run more often. They probably run, we seem to have a sort of a load of 11-year-olds that are running very, very well, and they seem to hit form again aged 11, but normally once they get to 12 that's probably the end of their racing time.
The ethos at Arlary is to produce strong, fit, athletic and content horses. You know, a 12-year-old horse as a pleasure horse is actually not that old, so they can go on to live till they're in their 20s. And a lot of our horses get rehomed to go to the pleasure market, so they'll maybe become show jumpers or just hacks, or just be loved by families. And I'm the patron of a group called the Scott North X Racehorses, and they work very hard to put on competitions for the X racehorses so that the owners of them can take them out and show them and compete with them. But I would say, yeah, the majority of our horses would go off to private homes afterwards. Some of them also go point to pointing, which is quite a fun thing for them to do. It's an amateur rider game that they happens at weekends, organised normally by the hunts, and it gives older horses something to do and a way to keep on competing. It's normally over 3 miles. The standard, the pace is a little bit slower than it would be under rules, so that's quite a fun thing for the horses that still want to keep on being racehorses, and they can continue to do that till they're 13 or 14. And again, normally after that they then become hacks. And you know, our horses they're all very used to the roads, as you've seen today on the gallops. They walk along the road to get to the gallop, so they're good to ride, and a lot of them go on to actually do almost better in their private homes afterwards. circular sand canters and quiet country roads and lanes for conditioning roadwork.
I mean, I always say that when we're training the racehorses, we're really training athletes, and in the same way that a human has to have the desire to win, they have to have the attitude to stand the training and the desire to win. They also have to be very sound, because obviously we're putting them under a lot of physical stress, so they have to have the right conformation so that they can keep galloping and keep working every day. It's very interesting when you're training racehorses, you can't say to them that you've got a race in 10 days' time, whereas with an athlete they know that they're going to be training for the Olympics or whatever. But we have to try and tailor their training so that they arrive at the race in exactly the right condition. And you, as I say, you have to have horses that can stand that training and take the work that you give them.
Schooling is used to increase the agility, suppleness and skill of each horse. The family-owned yard has grown in size of late, but still has the ability to give each horse individual attention. Lucinda Russell started training in 1995, having previously evented, show jumped and trained point-to-pointers. She's also been awarded a BSc Honours in Psychology from St Andrews University. Her ambition and drive has led the yard to be the leading national hunt yard in Scotland. She is proud of buying and producing fit, athletic racehorses, and on a day-to-day basis she compiles the work list, rides out and does evening feeds.
I've always got favourites. I suppose my long-lasting favourite is Fively Bills, who was my first horse that I ran under rules as a trainer. We still have him now. I think he must be about 26 years old, and he's at home on the farm, and he goes out with all the young horses and gets turned out in the field. He still comes in at night and gets loved and brushed, and he's a wonderful old horse. He still has something about him, a sort of majesty about him. But as the time goes on, I mean, obviously I love all the horses that win, and especially the very good ones. I suppose at the moment my favourite would probably be Degas Art, because he's got such a strong temperament, such a big character, and he just loves the job. He's a horse that will keep on racing for years and years.
Lovely, well-mannered horses and a professional team. We look forward to keeping up to date with Lucinda, and we wish her all the best for the future.